Someone's fucking with me.
Right.
I got this perfect resume from this perfect person. And now my personality, like I work better with a masculine energy.
It's not easy to balance all the things, like being a mom, owning a business. You also have to be a wife.
My siblings and I were very, very tight.
Me too.
And if I can give that to my kids, I feel like there's no other greater gift.
But it's not always easy to get there when you're in the spot of like life challenges.
Knowing what you don't know, or there's like a quote that I love. It's like, knowing what you don't know is okay. But
Right.
there's some people who don't know what they don't know.
But as I age, I find such value in real conversations. And I just think it's so important to like let some of that out because shit is hard. Welcome to Cake for Dinner, the podcast where we talk motherhood, marriage, hormones, and why perfect is totally overrated. It's honest, it's messy, and it's all on the table. Today's guest is Carly, mom of 5, owner of The Seed, which also happens to be my second home. She's gorgeous, grounded, and somehow makes it all look easy while building a coffee and juice empire. Let's have cake with Carly. Well, thanks for coming. I am so excited. I just really think you're a great person for the podcast because this whole podcast is about just being real. And from the first time we met, I just felt like you're just so authentic. And I think from the outside, you look so perfect and together and you have like 100 kids. And I just thought it would be special for the listeners to like really get to know you a little bit. So maybe take a few seconds just to let everyone know who you are and what you do.
So first of all, thank you for having me. I'm so excited that you're doing this, Keesha. This is your calling because the first time I met you was like instant, like this girl has it. Like you are very authentic and charisma and have that charismatic, just like, I don't know, always like an effortless cool. You always were.
Thanks.
So I look up to you. So anyway, my name's Carly Altier. I'm married and I have 5 children and my husband and I both run businesses. I own a coffee shop called The Seed. We're in our 11th year. We're growing and I'm born in Boca Raton, raised here. I have a lot of family. And yeah, just trying to get through it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that really, when I thought about having you on, I remember a time we were at a restaurant in Delray with your sister-in-law. And you were talking about, I think it was more in the beginning of The Seed, and you were talking about how you love being an entrepreneur because you don't like to just stay stagnant and you love the chase, you love the growth. And I thought about that. And I would imagine that's probably one of your secrets to success because, I mean, you're booming now. So what do you think about that?
So I think, that is a little bit innate in me. Like if my plate is not overflowing, like I'm just not, I don't feel right about it, which some therapists would say that's not a good thing, but it has helped me propel to like move forward. And I feel like when you're constantly moving, like there's always something to learn. I have like an insatiable, and I know this sounds corny, but like thirst to like for life. Like I want to experience, do, learn, meet, and do all the things because this is our only shot at it. And and I enjoy the grind. Even though I complain about it, my sister will remind me, she's like, okay, you did this to yourself. But I'm like, it's still,
but you still love it.
Yeah, I still love it.
How does that work in a marriage? So you are like driving and like, as you say, an insatiable need for knowledge. Is he the same? Is he just on this journey with you? Is he ever like, can we slow the fuck down? Yeah. What's his vibe?
So Cutler is like my perfect like yin to my yang. He's like, I'm a textbook Aries through and through. And he's a Virgo. He's very supportive, but he's like my balloon weight almost, or else I would be like
steady.
Yes, yeah, steady and supportive. And I truly couldn't do it without him. So he does. He keeps the calm.
I have one of those too. Thank God.
I know.
We're lucky.
Extremely. Just blessed in that arena because there's no way it would all come together the way it does without him.
And he happens to be super cute.
Yeah, he is.
That doesn't hurt. So tell me about how you started The Seed. Like, start with like the idea. Like, how did you come up with the idea?
So many moons ago, my original founder and I, we were at a restaurant, just had my sister. Okay, let me back up for a second. My sisters and I, we were doing R&D to open our own juice and smoothie bar.
Okay.
I had like the whole mood board up. We were going out to Southern California, Santa Barbara, tasting all the acai. Now this was like 2013, 2012.
Okay.
When the cold pressed juice trends were just, coming, and California's eons ahead of us anyway. And I wanted to bring it to South Florida. So then lo and behold, right in that arena, another juice company opened, and, we kind of put it to rest a little. Went out to the restaurant I met a girl, and she's like, I've always wanted to open a coffee shop. And I'm like, I've always wanted to open up a juice and smoothie bar with all the healthy, add-ons and everything. And she's like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. It was like a just wing it.
And what were you doing at that time? Like, were you working?
I'm an RN.
Interesting.
Yes. I was working as a nurse in the trauma center, which I really enjoyed actually, but I wasn't seeing my kids as much as I wanted to, which I didn't realize. I was like, 3 days a week, that's nothing. It's a lot.
Right. And then you're exhausted the other.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's
you
what I was doing.
Decide to do this.
We did it. We met the next week, like lease was signed, talk about cart before the horse. On all levels. But it was almost like sometimes I read a book called Just Wing It. And forgive me, I don't know the author's name. And sometimes you just have to just wing it. Like, don't think about it too much.
Yes.
And that's literally what we did. We had a great response from the community because I feel like it was a little luck, timing, and then grit. Because owning a restaurant is not like,
I feel like grit's the secret ingredient there.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely grit. And I worked in the restaurant industry. That was all, I always bartended and served. So it was the front of the house stuff I knew.
You knew.
Yeah.
So the seed in Boca was your first spot.
Yeah. Palmetto.
Yeah.
Palmetto was the first one planted. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're still loving it?
I am actually. I really love what I do. There were times, I've been through the ringer with partners and legal battles and all the things that you wouldn't think like a fun little coffee shop would go through.
Right.
But I truly, where we are right now, was blessed to have a partner come in when I was done. 3.5 years ago, I was like, I told Cutler, I'm like, this is it. It's over. Like, shit hit the fan. And I was done. It wasn't worth like my stress and being away from the kids and all the thing. I had a Facebook Messenger message from this guy. I'm like, can I say the F word?
Of course.
Someone's
I love
fucking
the
with
F
me.
word. Okay.
Someone's fucking with me.
Right.
I got this perfect resume from this perfect person. And now my personality, like I work better with a masculine energy.
Okay.
I love women and all the things, but like
so do I.
I just work better. So, and it was a guy, I was like, oh, okay. Someone's messing with me. He's like, let's meet. This is my resume. I just closed my smoothie and acai bowl place in Miami. I moved to Boca with my fiance. Let's meet. So we met literally from that day now to today. We have 8 stores. We just signed our second franchise. And he was like, I had all the ingredients.
Right.
But he put our recipe together.
Amazing.
And that is like, having an ironclad operator.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't.
And now you're franchising, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We just signed our second. So we'll see.
Awesome. And so how does all that work with parenting 5 kids? Because it feels like a lot.
It does. But luckily, like I have some age gaps.
Right.
Which is nice. Like the oldest is out of the house. My older 2 one's in high school, one's almost there. And then I have the 6 and 7-year-old, but they're still everyone's emotionally demanding at different times, which has been nice. And then for different reasons.
Yep.
And I don't know. They're very important to me and my emotional connection with them. So that's what I feel like I just try to prioritize that. If I feel connected to everybody, like I'm good. Even if it's like a 10-minute, or I'll be going to my teenager's room and I'll do like somersault on his bed and just embarrass him because he's playing his video games. And that little connection, that 5-minute laugh, I'm like, okay, I know we're good.
Right.
And that's what's helped me because my brain doesn't shut off with work. And it's challenging at times.
But that kind of keeps you going, keeps you in life.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Just feeling connected, especially with my husband too. If like we're good, like I can do anything. I feel like I could anyway.
Yeah. I love that, the connection piece.
Yeah.
But it's not always easy to get there when you're in the spot of like life challenges, right? Like whatever that looks like, marriage or business stuff, or like you said, legal stuff with partners. And it's not always easy to be present, I think, as a mom when you're just like doing life on the side, you know?
Totally. And that's what, like, I lay my head down at the pillow at night and I'm just like, did I check all the boxes today? Or I'm always, one box is obviously always left unchecked where it's like, okay, I'm either feeling guilty, like, oh my God, I didn't even open my work email today. And I just was at the beach with the kids, or I worked all day and I'm like, did I check in? I didn't do homework. We didn't even read. I don't even know if my kindergartner's reading anymore.
Has anyone brushed their teeth in a week? Yeah.
Right. Or they're wearing like whatever they find, the Goodwill bag. That's the clothes that they like to chew. Like all the things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like when I get one thing really pumping, like I left work recently and I had just like had an amazing day, like coaching teenagers and just feeling like I'm so in my lane and I'm being helpful in the world and just like on a high. And I got in my car, checked my phone. All 3 of my kids have called me, text me. I realized that there's no dinner. Like it just like hit me that like I'm doing this one thing great. And I have no idea like what anyone's going to eat. Like if anybody has school tomorrow, like it just hit me that holy shit, like balance is almost impossible.
No, right. And I feel like that word balance is even like, come on, it's not possible. Like balance, it's either you're all in for this or you're all in for this, but then the pendulum swings back.
Sure.
And that's when I know, that's what's helped me because of with the guilt. Like I'm like, okay, I know this is going to swing back. It's going to swing back and then it's going to swing back the other way. And that's what's just has kept me sane.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, did I even see my kids today or think about, because you get very consumed when,
I like that you say connection. So you think that way, like you're pumping with work and then you just try to make sure you're connecting.
Yes. If anything, I try to be intentional about. I mean, I'm not organized. I should plan my meal. Like I don't, but like that did I connect with everybody? And that has kept me.
But what else is there, right? Like that's
nothing
the thing.
Else.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, gosh, if we're good, I don't, everything can implode. But if my
yeah. That's kind of like the family I grew up in. I have 3 brothers and there was just so much connection. And I grew up with no money, none of the stuff, but just like super connected. And to this day, we're all super connected, all 6 of us. And I just feel like that fosters such an amazing environment for kids because the money is great. The stuff is great. Like whatever comes from, the business produces, profit and all that stuff. But the connection in your home is just like irreplaceable.
It really is. And that's what teaches them to be. I mean, I'm one of 6 as well, which I mean, I would have had more children, but color cut me off like literally. And I just had that, knowing no matter what, we will all be there for each other no matter what. It's just that feeling of, because I grew up in a chaotic environment, like in survival mode always, and just like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And like after many years of therapy and, it's always, it's an evolving thing, but it's taught me just a little more it's okay to be like grounded and that connection is uncanny for their confidence and just, I don't know. All the things.
Do you think that your desire to have so many kids comes from the chaos in the home? Like you're trying to recreate something that's not chaotic, or what do you think that is?
Possibly, but my siblings and I were very, very tight.
Me too.
And if I can give that to my kids, I feel like there's no other greater gift.
Yeah.
Because your family,
It's like you always have comfort, right?
Yeah.
And it's you and I know you're one sister.
Yes, but I'm the oldest of the 6. So it's me. There's 5 girls and then my brother who's like the prince of,
He's like the Rob Kardashian.
Yes, he is. That's funny. Yeah. He plays football and he's a good kid. We all like adore him and dote on him. So.
And then what about like because I know my own experience, because I have such a close relationship with my family, even my parents, I haven't needed maybe the friendships in the world as much as like I have amazing friends, but I think having such a close relationship with my family has sort of taken that place for that. Like, how are your friendships in the world?
So that's a really good question, actually. And that's one thing I feel like I've always, I don't want to say struggled with, but like, I have a very close, my sisters and I are very close, but then I'm like, wait, do I have any friends?
Yeah.
And I do have friends but everyone's from just kind of like a different circle. I never had like a clique of girls, even growing up. But then I question, I'm like, well, why is it? Like, that's like that comparison is like, the
you'll see like
joy.
They go on a girls trip and you're like, should I be on a girls trip?
Why wasn't I invited to the whatever?
And I don't want to go. I just want to be invited.
Yes.
Like, I know I don't want to go.
Why is that still? After all
I'm 51. I still have it. I definitely don't want to go. So I have to, over the years, I've had to be honest with myself. I think I don't get as many invitations also because I always say no. So like, why would somebody keep inviting, you know? But I've always thought like that comes from being so connected to my siblings and so connected like at the core of myself that I haven't needed or desired like a gazillion friends, you know?
Right.
And I also think that, well, I don't know, maybe you grew up here, so you obviously have made plenty of friends, but I also think it's hard when you work and you have kids. Like, it's hard to spread yourself around to then also be social.
Right. And that's where I've found just maybe recently in the last few years, I've connected with some like amazing women who were kind of all in the same space.
Okay.
Now, and everyone has like, every girlfriend I felt fills your cup in different ways. You're not going to like, I never had, like I have my sisters that we're
totally,
but like every girl, like I have a friend, we're moms. But we also really care about our business and the health of it. And they teach me so much. Like, they're a couple steps ahead of me in business, which I love. I want to be the dumbest one in the room. I love that. So I can learn from, girls who have built billion-dollar businesses. Like, I love to be in that space and learn from. Like, I like empowering women and other women.
Yep.
And, I love it. If you're 10 steps ahead of me, like, teach me what you did to get there instead of competing.
I think that's the humble part of you that has like probably contributed to your success, because you're not needing to know everything. You're just desiring to get better and to improve. I feel like hopefully I put that out in the world too, because, otherwise I think you get stuck.
Right. Because it's like knowing what you don't know, or there's like a quote that I love. It's like, knowing what you don't know is okay.
Right.
But there's some people who don't know what they don't know.
Right.
Does that make sense?
And then you're in trouble.
Right. And then you're in trouble, where it's like, there's a lot even.
And with everything, right? Like I really ran into that, I think, with parenting the most, because I grew up in a home where I value my childhood so much that I thought things should be a particular way. And then when my daughter pushed back on that particular way, I got stuck, because I thought this is how it should go. And it was very difficult for me to like change paths and sort of like unlearn some of that and relearn some of this, So I think, there are different areas that challenge you.
Right. And where your kids are teaching you. Like,
yeah, totally.
My oldest daughter like makes me want to be a better person. And she like, I'm like, where did you come from? She's like, she keeps the peace in our family. And she's 13.
Amazing.
And I'm like, where did you come from? She teaches me it's going to be okay. Like, calm down. Everything. Like, it's interesting to see everyone's personalities.
Yeah. And
how
that's
everyone
where
can teach you something.
And it's also like my mom always says, you're born who you are, like, sure, your environment matters, genetically, how that plays out, all the things matter, but there's a little part of you that is just born who you are.
Right.
Like, my daughter just came
now
out.
I'm scared with my 7-year-old because I don't.
Right. But you can see it when they're little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have twins. So, they literally bathed at the same time. They had the same interactions. They were in the same class and they were completely opposite.
That is a wild.
That's when
nature versus nurture.
Right. That's when twins really shakes that like concept up.
Right. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else? So building this business, what's the plan for it? Like, where do you see this going?
So, we just started. So we want to own and operate, like our goal was about maybe 15 to 20 of our own stores.
Okay. And you're at what?
We're
now?
at 8.
Got
but
it.
then, that tide changes because it's like, okay, first at the end of last year, we're like, okay, we're good with 10 stores. We just want to focus on franchising because there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of naysayers with franchising your business. I've heard a lot more of the nay than the yay.
Okay.
But we're like, we owe this a chance. We want to give it a chance. So we're being very slow and steady with our franchise side of things. We've had a lot of interest, and you don't know what this is like, a space of the unknown. But we're trying to be very, very strategic on our partners because we want to offer that premium like franchisor partnership where we're hand-holding to the very, very end of time, almost not until you get because it's like they're just like kids, these businesses.
But do you
there's
still
the
dictate
infant stage, there's the toddler, and then there's the you've got this
you need
stage.
to fly stage,
right?
But do you still dictate, like, because all of your stores that I've been in have a certain vibe, so do you dictate that?
Yes. And that's interesting that you brought that up because that is my most important piece outside of obviously numbers and operations with my partner, Mike.
Because without that, it's not
it's nothing, right? It's like anyone can make a room look cool, but then you need the other piece.
Sure.
But I feel that's what, like, I don't want to become this corporate, like this is the same couch and the same rug and the same wallpaper. Every store we have, my sister is very good at that. We play to the demographic in the area.
Got it.
Wherever the store lands, we're opening up a store close to horse country. So we're going to do a play on that, a little more dark woods and like a Ralph Lauren.
And she helps with all that?
Yes. And then a store, we have on the beach in Delray. We have surfboards up that are but still we have our standard brand, our brand standard items, which is our, our wood bar and other things. Yeah. And then rogue things that make it feel like your neighborhood coffee shop.
I love that. I feel like that's really what sets it apart because you can feel that vibe. Like the one in Delray, like it's on the Ave. It just has that walk-in vibe.
Right. And the culture of the staff really lays to the area or plays to the area as well, which is, that's probably the most challenging, it's the variable that you can't control.
Right.
As much.
Okay. So it really is just almost in the middle of where you see it going, kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited for the future. You don't know. Certain people are like, this is lightning in a bottle. And then the restaurant business is very volatile,
Yes, it is. So you still consider it restaurant?
Well, I guess cafe. We're much easier than a restaurant, than
and a different culture.
F&B.
Yeah.
Because we're fast service,
right,
but still want to offer that human connection because that I don't know, that's the most important thing. I don't care what you're serving, what it looks like, the way you treat the people who walk through your door is, and that's what I like, front of the house, the hospitality. I bartend, that's
you get why they come there. Back. Yes. I go to the one on Yamato so often that they know me and they know my drink. And we strive for that. I'm not saying, it's always perfect, but I have a big personality. So I sort of demand that, you know what I mean?
Right. That's good.
Yeah. So one of the things that I really want to get across on this podcast is that like, we're all just out here doing our fucking best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we really are. And one of the things that you and I talked about the other day that kind of cracked me up was on a podcast, somebody asked me about my routine. And driving away, I thought, what a weird answer I gave, which is I try to not have a routine. But when I said that to you, you're like, yeah, me too. So you're not super routine either.
No. I probably should be because it would help with organization. I wish I had a routine, but I just feel like whatever that day is going to offer me, that's how I have to manage it.
Right.
And it is chaotic.
Yeah.
And I need, my sister will be like, she knows sometimes I think it's maybe at the point where I might need another brain to like help me get through the day.
Right.
But no routine. I haven't worked out, and I just started working out again, which feels so good. And
where are you doing it?
Get it in when I can. I started with this MMA fighter, which is awesome. So it's like, it's boxing and you do some MMA stuff. And
so cool.
A lot of core. I love it.
Because that's one of the things, right? So like I'll post a video of me working out, and then I'll get a comment from a mom like, oh my gosh, you're so disciplined. But no, I'm not. I went this week twice and then last week once, you know, like it's not easy to balance all the things, like being a mom, owning a business. You also have to be a wife, you know, all these things. And then, so how do you find like managing, and we also have to like keep up with ourselves. And like you and I are always talking about hair and all this stuff.
You do
like,
have the best hair.
That is Bernard at Les Bazaar. But it's like all the things, like, how do you feel that you keep up? Because balance is like a dumb word, I think. So like, how do you do all that?
I mean, okay. So in regards to just, I feel when you're in it, just not taking life so seriously is what helps. Like when there's constant banter, constant like laugh. Like I know this sound, being like laughing at yourself, laughing at others, and maybe my husband might be the pit of all the jokes, or just customers. It just makes everything lighter and not so serious. Because there's a lot going on at all times. Yeah. But I feel like just keeping it light, I don't know, laughing at myself. Like I forget, I drove here, like I ran 2 red lights. Like I was cursing the whole time, sweating. I forgot to put on deodorant. Thank God my staff, I texted one of my managers. I'm like, please, will you have these coffees ready? I forgot to get the coffee. I was going to the wrong house. But then
I love this about you, because let me just tell you how you move in the world. You're gorgeous. You own a very successful business. You have this handsome husband and gorgeous kids. And I just think it's so important that like we talk about this shit, because you're just out here doing your best too. For getting the coffee and doing the things. And I just think that to me is more valuable. I've always felt like, I wish there was like a social media where I posted that, right? Because I just hate the idea that women sit in their house and scroll through or see you in the grocery store, and then they have this idea in their mind that they're not quite making it. But if they saw like the safety fit on my bra, or you forgetting this and dropping this, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's more authentic.
It is. And that's where I feel like when you put that out there, that's what comes back too. Yeah. Like those authentic relationships. Like I'd rather sit, I small talk gives me hives. I'd rather sit and you tell me like, what's your favorite
Go ahead.
Or, you know, or tell me your childhood trauma before I want to hear about what camp your kid's going to. That's what I love. Those like 10 minutes could fill me up more than, I don't know. I don't even, it's not a matter of thriving.
I can't exist in those conversations anymore. Like, I think when my kids were younger, I tried, mom's night out, but I would always end up telling somebody some weird drug I did when they were talking about like lunches.
And panic attacking the next morning.
Yeah. Or I'll drive home and call my husband and be like, oh my God, you're gonna feel like what I said. He's like, why, babe? Why? I'm like, I don't know. I get uncomfortable when I just say super weird shit.
Or I'll tell you my whole life story and be like, oh, why did I do that?
Right. And then run into you like in Home Goods and be like, hi.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, but as I age, I find such value in real conversations. And I just think it's so important to like let some of that out, because shit is hard. Parenting is hard. Owning a business is hard. And although it has tremendous amount of joy, it's also challenging. And I just feel like as women, we should support each other. And I don't think there's any other way to do that than being authentic.
Right. And then it's like meeting people where they are too, which is like, there's the different generations that I've seen of parents. Like I have like older kids' parents and then the younger ones.
What do you see the difference?
Like it's wild. I'm like, well, that was me 10 years ago. Like this, like trying to be like, everything's great. Like just
striving.
Just trying to, it's like, just be real. You guys, you're great. You're cool. You're cool. You're like, we're all good. Just
chill.
You just chill.
Yeah.
Like everything's going to be okay.
I feel like we can help the younger women coming up. I actually had I call her a woman, but she's, I don't know, 15 years younger than me. She came to pick up something at my house. And right before she got here, I looked around and just thought, it was just like one of those days when like my house was a shit show. And you know what? I thought to myself, I'm just going to say you're welcome when she walks in, because she's in that striving stage where she's trying to get it all right. and she is going to arrive here, and it's just better for her to see what's really happening. You know what I mean? So I don't think,
that's a good point.
I said you're welcome, and I don't think she understood, but maybe one day she will.
One day she will.
One day
I
she
bet
will.
you she will. Because it's almost like I actually enjoy I'm enjoying getting older.
Me too.
Like I really am. And a lot of people in my family are vain and they lie about their age. And I'm just like, it's okay. Like I love that I'm 41 and I have so much more knowledge than I did at 31. I'm more comfortable. I don't know. And
I'm telling you, I'm 10 years older than you, and it just gets better. Like, first of all, I lead with my age because then I hope that you're like a little excited about it. I don't want you to think I'm younger and then be disappointed. So A, that's an amazing strategy. And then B, it's like, I don't know, the more you get comfortable with yourself, and life isn't easy. I'm actually in a struggle right now, but what happens is you start to just know yourself and you have more experiences to rely on, and just moving through life differently. And back to the thing you said in the beginning, just valuing connection. I just think it only gets better and better and better, because in your 30s, you're trying to get somewhere.
Right.
And in your 40s, you start to look around, you start to be more
like
thoughtful about who you want to spend your time with. In your 50s, you don't give a shit.
See, I love that.
I mean,
I'm
girl,
excited for
it
that,
is.
because I'm like, that cusp of like, do I care? I still care, but then I don't.
But you're starting to see, and then aging starts to happen, which is, you wake up one morning and your skin feels like it's melting, and that's a tough spot. But I will say it is a fair trade-off for the wisdom and the peace that you arrive at. It's delightful.
I feel that motion, or I feel like that, the waves of that. For sure.
How hung up are you on aging, like your looks and like chasing that dragon?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I did just start progesterone, and I just did my first round of Sculptra, which I'm obsessed with. But I want
to try that.
I mean, yes. And you'd need like a couple sessions. That's what they say. But like, it's a good place to start. I lost my train of thought.
Progesterone?
Yes. Like a
best thing that ever happened to me.
A little bit. And I'm like, okay, I'm loving this. Yeah. But then I'm good to like age gracefully. Like I'm okay with it. I definitely don't want to look like someone that I'm not.
Yeah. My dermatologist once said to me in the beginning of my journey, you just got to like think, do you want to look weird or old? Are you more comfortable looking weird or old? I thought, well, definitely old. And then once you sort of know that, you can just like chase it casually.
Casually. That's a perfect way to say it. Like I do.
Because weird's weird. There's no way out.
Right. There is weird. Like I look at like, let's say, I don't know, Cindy Crawford. And it's like, I feel like she's aged gracefully.
Yeah.
In a beautiful, light way.
Right.
And that's kind of what
because some of it you want to push yourself to value. Like in other cultures, they value women aging and becoming wise.
Wisdom, right.
In our culture, you're kind of like, you get old and you're just kind of set out to pasture. So a part of like this podcast and my book, I really want to push back on that. And like, it's almost like a rally cry for us to come together and like be strong and like age gracefully, not just about the face, but just like the insides, all of it, just kind of letting it go. So I'm excited to do that.
And I'm excited to read your book. When do we get?
Amazing. Well, before we get into that, this is a very good time to tell you.
Okay.
We're going to taste this cake.
Okay.
One of the things in the book is that anytime I was depressed, my dad baked me a cake. So that's kind of where the title comes from. So I'll slice these up.
I love that so much. What flavor is this? German chocolate? Oh my gosh. Are you having some as well?
So this is his specialty, German chocolate cake.
Cheers, Pops.
Cheers. The icing is delicious. So yeah, anytime I went through a hard time, this is I mean, I'm sober, so I can't have drugs and alcohol. So sugar.
Second best.
Second best. So cheers to this. And thank you so much for coming on. I hope we can keep pushing women to be more themselves and authentic.
Thank you so much for having me. I was really looking forward to sitting on this couch with you and just shooting the breeze.
Shooting the breeze. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So if people want to find you, how can they connect with you or The Seed?
So I would say The Seed, our Instagram is our handle is Seed Coffee House.
Okay.
Or seedcoffeehouse.com. And you can find everything you need to know there.
Perfect.
Thank you.